Now this ship needs a lot of loving care, as you can see, and so does a famous landmark in London. Connie went to find out more.
Right, well, I'm hard-hatted up and ready to go. It took 3 weeks to put this scaffolding up, and under it lies one of London's best-known landmarks. It's 250 steps up to the top, so I've got a way to go.
All the scaffold poles were laid end to end. They'd stretch for 6 miles. It's a tall structure, so what is it?
I reckon that I'm nearing the halfway stage, and already the view is just stunning. Oh, at last! Takes 5 minutes to get from the bottom to the top, but it's well worth it. I've got an amazing 360 view of London. And hello, Horatio Nelson, you've guessed it. I'm at the top of Nelson's column.
163 years old, the column is the centrepiece for Trafalgar Square, which was designed to commemorate Nelson's victory at the Battle of Trafalgar. 57 metres high, Nelson's column has survived the Blitz bombings of the Second World War, exposure to the elements and destructive residents. Although it's generally in good condition, the Mayor of London has ordered the restoration work to make sure that Nelson and his column survive for generations to come. Restoration leader Adrian talked me through the project.
I'm looking at Nelson's complexion here, and I have to say he looks a bit scarred. Who's responsible for this?
We believe that these cuts through here were possibly done by a steeplejack in previous years using an angle grinder. Some of them may be scars from the Second World War, some of them are defects in the stonework.
Oh, poor Nelson. Right, we're one level down now. Here's Nelson's arm, it's so big, and his hand. Look how tiny my hand is on his finger. So what needs to be done here?
We believe his arm was struck by lightning in the 1880s, 1890s, which has caused some damage. There were bronze straps put on at that time and to restrain the arm. We will probably remove them completely and clean this area up.
I joined Bobby for some steam cleaning. Just like cleaning a car, we started at the top and worked our way down so that the grime didn't wash over what we'd just cleaned.
Just to get off what sort of muck?
London pollution, basically. Algae, bird piranha.
A posh name for bird poo. This is granite, isn't it?
Sorry?
Granite? What is this column made of? You can't hear a word.
No, I can't hear a word.
You can't hear a word I'm saying because of these risers.
Not then, I couldn't.
I couldn't hear what he was saying either, and he couldn't hear what I'm saying. Not the best thing for communication,
No,
risers,
exactly.
are they? But they're needed for cleaning. There are 4 huge bronze panels at the base of Nelson's column, and each tells a story about Nelson. When he died in 1805, he died a national hero. But why?
Horatio Nelson was a brilliant commander in the Royal Navy. He lost his right arm in battle and famously once ignored orders by putting his telescope to his blind eye and claiming that he couldn't see the signal. His finest hour was also his last. At Cape Trafalgar, he was shot by a French sniper and died, but not before defeating the combined French and Spanish fleet and saving Britain from invasion, making Nelson the biggest celebrity of his day. Blue Peter has a history with Nelson too. 29 years ago, presenter John Noakes ventured up Nelson's column to help clean off those pigeon droppings. Health and safety has moved on since those days, which means you probably won't see anything quite like that again.
Now, Ian is one of the 45 stonemasons working on Nelson. What do we need to do here, Ian?
All these holes, they were filled with cement, which over the years will wear out again. So we found this stone from the original quarry that Nelson's made out of here, and what we want to do is shape each bit of stone and plug the holes with the sandstone.
Here's one you cut earlier.
Absolutely.
So this is just glue?
That's right, yeah, that's right.
It's like a Blue Peter make on a very big scale.
Absolutely,
there we go.
and that's fine actually.
So what do we do around the edges then?
With anything that's too small to get a bit of stone in, we just fill up the crack with mortar. You need to wet it first so
Uh-huh.
that it adheres to the stone.
Okay, so just along there.
That's right, yeah.
It's 163 years old, and we are repairing him. Oh, it would be such a great story to tell my grandchildren about the time when I repaired Nelson's face. That's just brilliant. So Ian, what are you doing torching the lion?
Well, we're not torching him, we're just going to warm up the surface a bit.
Right, okay.
And then we apply a clear wax coating,
Right.
and because the metal surface has been warmed up, the wax goes on much easier, and we build up several layers of this, and then at
Right.
the very end we let it cool down a bit and we burnish it all, and it gives a nice shine.
Can I have a go with
Yeah, by all means.
the flame torch?
Just move it around.
Uh-huh.
Don't keep it in the same place too long.
So what does the wax actually do?
The wax acts as a protective layer. It helps sort of, things like pollution, bird guano, anything that the outdoor bronze suffer from.
There isn't as much bird poo as I was expecting.
Part of that is the public and the tourists that love to sort of slide over their backs and touch them. That helps keep them clean. Well, that's hot enough now. I think I'll just put a bit of wax on there.
Okay, ready for the wax? You just paint it
Just
on
spread
like.
it on. That's enough on the brush. At
Oh,
the
is that
moment.
enough?
Don't
I
want
was
to put too
getting
much on.
excited there.
Just spread
Just
it on.
all
Just push
over?
it in the areas that are warm.
Oh my gosh,
See it
it's
run?
just dribbling down now. It's boiling.
Just work it in. That's spreading quite
Oh,
nicely.
it's lovely
'cause
and
it's warm.
shiny now.
We just use a hand brush.
So just polish, yeah?
You polish, but you've got to push quite hard. Move it around sort of circular over the area.
It's quite labour intensive, isn't it? This lion brushing job.
It is. A couple of days of this, and your arms start to ache.
And he wasn't lying.
Well, the restoration work is going to be finished by the end of July. Now, while I'm up here, I'm going to take this opportunity to get one photo that the tourists rarely get to take. So, are you ready, Adrian?
Don't miss a kicking edition of